Welcome to the Only One Mic podcast called Gerard Brooklyn Dre. J-Rob is in the building. How y'all doing, fellas?
I'm good.
All right. What's up? Happy to have you back, brother.
Appreciate it. Happy to be back.
Yeah. And you right on time because we got a few things to discuss, man.
Quickly, both our teams went fishing, so both on vacation. The Knicks and the Philadelphia 76ers, man.
Yeah,
put that out there.
Also, I'll be
go
remiss.
ahead and get that out.
I'll be remiss if we didn't talk about Doc. We're gonna hold on to topics for tonight. Go ahead. We're gonna talk about Doc getting fired.
Oh wow!
How does that feel for you as a 76ers fan?
Well, let's go and get it out the way. To be honest, I mean, when you think about it, if you had a coach that had the worst record in Game 7s ever in NBA history, I wouldn't want him as the coach of my team either.
So you standing on your 10 with him getting fired?
Absolutely.
Hold on. My brother, when Doc got there, he was kind of optimistic about it. So what did I tell you about Doc Rivers? I told you, I said, yo, listen, one thing about Doc Rivers is I think if you want to rebuild your organization, man, if you need to go to the playoffs, I mean, just get to the playoffs, not win a championship. Just get to the playoffs. Doc Rivers is your man. What he can do for you, he can make your defense a little bit better. He can make your team a little bit more organized. He can make your locker room a little bit more organized, but he don't make players better. Yeah. Whatever he got is what he got. You don't make players better.
He's showing up ain't make nobody bet on the Sixers, and it is really sad because I actually thought that he was going to do something. I was looking forward to it. He came with a pedigree. Everybody talk about the championship he won with the Celtics. I mean, another thing about Doc Rivers that most people don't know, unless you're a Sixers fan, is that he has the worst record when being up 3-2.
Yeah, that's that.
In NBA history.
Yeah.
Like he can't. His teams don't close. They don't win, and it's good riddance.
Hey, listen.
Should have took James Harden with you.
Hey, look. Us Knicks fans might as well take ownership of our problem too.
Absolutely.
Right.
After the game, we should have took a grenade, threw it in the locker room, and whoever walked out, that's who we keeping on the squad.
Going full Dirty Dozen on him. All right, so I guess we can go back. We just had to get that out the way, folks.
Julius Randle got to go. I just got to say that. Nobody else go. Julius Randle.
Yeah, I agree with you. New York City, y'all happy. Y'all finally got a point guard.
Yes.
Y'all really got a point guard. I'm happy for y'all.
Oh, yeah, we got a point guard.
He went to Villanova, though, you know?
Yeah, he's from Philly. Ain't he from Philly?
Yeah.
I don't know if he's from Philly, but he definitely went to Nova.
Oh, yeah. He's for real, man. He's the real deal, man. Yeah. We need more like him. Need more like you, boy.
now that we can just get a point guard at the Sixers.
Oh man,
it'll be all right. But listen, I mean, we had to get that one off in the beginning since J-Rob was back in the building.
Mm-hmm.
But we are going to talk about the Jordan Neely situation. Might as well just go ahead and get this out the way too. Your man is back in the back in the news again.
Ja Morant.
Ja Morant.
Ja Morant.
You big dummy.
Yep. Once again.
What they call him now, his nickname is NBA Dumb Boy.
Dumb boy.
Yeah, that's what they call him now.
Look, I seen the meme. It said the best shooters in NBA history. It had Steph, Ray Allen, Reggie Miller, and Ja.
Calling him NBA Dumb Boy.
Brothers, give the listeners some context if they are like under a rock and haven't been watching the news. So this is what, second time
on video.
On video.
On video.
Yeah.
With that. They also got a video with him in the strip club, which is, you know.
Yeah, but he ain't had no,
he ain't had no gun, but he was doing something. Yeah. But,
he was just with the stripper. That's all.
He can't stay off of this joint, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he can't get out his own way, man. I think didn't he pull a gun on kid or something like that. One of the high school
NBA,
but high school
they claimed that it was
allegedly
that the kid hit him in the face with the ball or something. I mean, it was another incident where his mom called him that they was at a volleyball game. His sister was in an altercation, and they came and started trying to rough up some high school kids. I mean, well, that's all alleged. The only thing we know for sure is that this Joker done got caught on camera on a live stream again with another pistol.
Yeah, he's not that wise, man. Not wise.
Now the thing is that technically he didn't commit a crime.
Technically,
nobody was harmed. He wasn't brandishing the gun at anybody. They was basically just acting like they were shooting a rap video in a car.
His problem, man, is it just looks bad, man.
You're
it just looks bad.
Of the Memphis Grizzlies, you getting paid.
Man. Also too, man, the commissioner said like they sat down and like I guess he got like this heartfelt, I don't know, apology or conversation with him. Absolutely. Like he understood what was going on and how dangerous it was, and you know what I mean. And
shouldn't he have understood that the first time?
Yeah, but I think that was just something to say because obviously you're not really taking this thing seriously. Mm-hmm. And truth be told, we've all been young, but at 23, I wasn't playing around with a pistol. At 12 I was, but not at 23.
At 23, old enough to know about it. Man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah. So I know it does happen, but. I just don't understand the lore of jumping around in the car with a pistol. That you look stupid.
Yeah. No, well, even worse, the whole club situation, man. Like we know going in a club, and you pull out a pistol, man. People in there don't know what you're going to do, man. It's people in there holding. They might just let off at you because they're like, oh, he about to lose his marbles or something like that. You don't know where you're going with it.
Another thing I believe in Tennessee. I don't think you even have to have a license to own a pistol.
A lot of those states out there.
Yeah, so that changes everything too. To us where it's like, again, he's not committing a crime. You just look dumb. But then the other cases that you have other players of a different ethnicity where they pose with guns and nothing's never said. So, I mean, we understand that it looks stupid for him because we like, yo, we just supported you through the last time that this happened to you. So, I mean, I think it looks stupid. I just think it look totally stupid, and he deserved whatever he get.
What should be the NBA's decision?
I mean, you got to see if there's something really mentally wrong. Because if there's something mentally wrong to where the kid is acting out in these manners, then there might be something different, but you never know. You never know.
I don't think we can play the mental health ticket on everything, Jay.
I understand completely, but there has to be something wrong with you if you're riding in the car with a bunch of your friends and y'all jumping around with guns. I mean,
just immature stupidity. I mean, that's not a.
It could be, or you just need to be smacked. It could be something like
that. Here's a point, man. I think his contract is like $260 million or something crazy like that. Here's the point: who are you going to shoot? Who are you going to shoot it with 260? I'm not. You're not shooting nobody.
As you should.
I mean, I don't want to shoot anybody at all, but I'm just saying, like at $260 million. You shouldn't have the gun on you. You should have everybody. If you're going to have guns, you should have security around you. You know what I mean?
Licensed security. They really know how to.
Licensed security, man. Yeah. Who are you going to shoot with 200? You can't even get away. Nah. You're going to court.
But we say these things, and it's like we've never been 23 with 200 million either.
Yeah, definitely that. The funny thing is, I heard one of these reporters was saying, like, they was looking at one of the videos he had, and they was saying he's in a pool room that, you got to put change in the and it was like, yo, who would know $260 billion in the pool room, put quarters in pool balls?
That's another thing. Being that rich, why are you hanging out in places where you gotta take the pistol?
Right.
Foolish, man.
It is, man. You know how that go, man. If you can't change the people around you, got to change the people around you. Do you think that it's one of those situations where he's just trying to keep up, still showing I'm still down or whatever?
I don't even believe so. Based upon the last video, and the reason why I say that is because it ain't like his friends are the ones that's waving the guns in the video. It's always him.
Yeah.
If anything, he trying to show off for his friends, like I'm about that life too. In the last video, his friend even once he seen that he had the pistol up, he dropped the phone to try to cover for him. So it's just him out here wanting to be something that he not.
Yeah, man. And then I say we
need to drop squad him. He need to be drop squad.
Yeah. And we
it's not even to come back to your blackness. It's more or less like just don't be dumb.
Yeah, just don't be dumb. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you got a chance to have generational wealth and, do a lot of good out here. A lot of people are trying to compare you to trying to say that you're the new age Allen Iverson. That's pretty far fetched, but you get the gist of it. You know what I mean?
Hey, I did pull a couple of hammers on people in Philly while he was out there in his prime too, but he was smart enough to get on camera.
It leads to the legend. And it wasn't on camera. That's what I'm saying. Like,
no. But what's the name? Shannon Sharp was saying
he
went in.
Shannon Sharp, yeah.
He went in because he was saying like people were calling him Uncle Tom, all kind of other stuff because he went in on him. But I'm looking at Shannon. I mean, and I don't even know if you have children or not, but just being an older black man, I mean, like, it's us, man. Like, you're just saying, like, come on, man, what are you doing, man?
Yeah, Shannon said, I'm mad, I'm upset, I'm disgusted by the people that defend him because that's what got us here.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Too much money and everybody co-signing this foolishness, man.
Yeah, Colin and all that. Truth be told, man, I blame his father.
Go on, brother, go on. Explain.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, if can't nobody check you, your daddy gotta be able to check you. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's a situation to where you get upset, you know what I mean, and don't want to talk to that man for a second, but you know that your father has got your best interest, and he try to make sure that you're good, and he's telling you the truth. And so I blame his father for not correcting his behavior.
Yeah, his dad should have went in the room and just throw them gloves out.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead.
It's like you said in the beginning, Jay, you got to keep in the forefront, man. You're trying to feed people, man. There's a lot of people eating off of what you're doing, your family mostly, and then whoever you hire to do whatever, So when you're doing dumb junk like that, you don't realize how many people you hurt if your career goes left. Because the NBA got guidelines and principles. They teach them what you do off the court affects what you do on the court. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a business. So it's not like he didn't sit there and hear that enough to know.
Not to mention, it's all laced in their contract. If you do anything to degrade the product of the NBA,
yeah,
I mean, they can play with them contracts, man. They can do all kinds of things with it, man. The only reason why he's still being considered for it, he's just such a talent that they gotta deal with him. They gotta give him a shot.
They gotta give him a shot. But truth be told, man,
he ain't gonna get too many. But
he ain't gonna. He's still young enough. If this happened when he's 30, it's over.
Well, what we know
he'll be playing in Taiwan with Dwight Howard.
Brother, if this happened next week, it's over.
Yeah, word.
Some strikes they're gonna give you.
What we know about the NBA and the NFL and all of those corporations is that they've let better talents go. Look at Chris Jackson.
Right.
You know what I mean? You don't want to stand up for the national anthem and you know what I mean? We get you out. Chris Jackson, I want to say, was led in scoring like 2 years in his little time that he been in NFL. I mean, in NBA.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I don't want to disrespect his name. I know he has a Muslim name now, but I just say Chris Jackson. Everybody know from LSU. If you know ball, you know ball. That's it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Mahmoud Abdul Raul, I think it is.
Rauf, yeah.
Yeah, Rauf or something like that. But I just didn't want to mess it up like that. But it is what it is, man.
Yeah.
They'll get you up out of there if you don't comply, man.
All right, so moving on, y'all. We're gonna talk about this Jordan Neely situation. I just want to get you guys' opinion on this because Jay, I know you was off during the time that this happened and all. So I wanted to hold it until you came back. You know what I mean? So we all know the situation that happened with Jordan Neely. Young brother had mental health issues, got on the train wilding out. Here comes Daniel Penny. I don't know what transpired on the train because that portion they don't never show you or whatever. But apparently he must have got on the train. Dre made some type of threats or something like that, according to one of the things that you heard.
Right.
And Daniel Penny stepped in, I guess what was the intent to subdue him from doing any harm. And I'm not trying to, be an apologist for the cat, but was trying to subdue him from doing some harm, which resulted in a chokehold that resulted in the death of Jordan Neely. Now, I know the last account that I heard, Al Sharpton was speaking on the situation, and he was saying that, what about the other people in the video? Should they be charged? Which was a question that we brought up.
Did Al say that?
Yeah, he did say that. He said, I see more than just this guy here. What about the other two gentlemen that's there too? Also, you have accounts of people who were saying that they don't believe that Daniel Penny, was trying to kill Jordan Neely. It was just the chokehold might have went too long or whatever the case is. So I wanted to ask your all opinion. We all saw the video. I'm not going to run the video back. I'm not going to play any news clips because I want this to be a objective, unbiased opinion from both of y'all. Do you think that the chokehold that Daniel Penny put on Jordan Neely was necessary? 1, and 2, do you think he had the intent to kill him once he did it? Start with whoever.
I'll take it first. First of all, everything is alleged because we wasn't in that car, so we don't know what really happened. But
Absolutely.
And you said was it necessary? I don't know yet, and I don't even know. I don't put it like this. We all grew up in the city, and we all been on the train and stuff like that, and we've seen men beat up women on the train. We've seen people get robbed on the train. We've seen all kind of wild stuff happen on the train. And what I can say about the train is when you get 3 or more people to jump on you who don't know each other, I would assume that you did something out of pocket. Because most people will step over you no matter what.
Mind their business.
Mind their business. I mean, and I'm assuming that you went way out of order in order for 3 people who don't know each other to subdue you.
I'm gonna say this. Was the chokehold necessary? Can't really say. But did he intend to kill him? I can't say that he intended to kill him. But anytime you choke a person that you don't know, you're not
playing with them.
Yeah, you're not out here to, make their day nice.
And we're not trying to just, say we don't care about the brother being murdered and his mental health and all the other stuff like that, man. Nobody wants anybody to get murdered. But again, if you did something to make them people feel threatened and they had to go to those lengths, I really would like to investigate what did he do. I mean, I heard someone put out a comment. I don't even want to speak on that, because it's speculative. It was one interview that I saw by a witness, and then they took it off. I haven't seen that interview again, so I don't know if that was correct or not. But again, if you did something in the train station where 3 or more people jumped on you who don't even know each other, I'm thinking them people felt that harm. You know what I mean? And is it okay to murder somebody? I don't want to murder anybody. But again, if you put my life in harm or whatever case may be, I'm going to do what I can to get up out of there, man. So it's what it is.
They were actually charging him with man 2, second-degree manslaughter, which clearly shows it wasn't, well, I don't want to say it clearly shows it wasn't an intent to kill, but that's what man 2 is. It's accidental.
I didn't been on a train with so-called crazy people and they start acting out. And if they if they start coming towards you, you kind of just push them out the way. You know what I mean? And whenever I did that, they went on about their business. I never had to really, wild out on a so-called crazy person on the train.
But you know what too? Another thing that I was saying before, man, it's a whole new situation now, man, because let's say, for instance, somebody walking the train now acting up, right? Just what in the last year or so, like 2 different times, somebody went in the train station and just shot up a car.
Start shooting people, yeah.
You know what I mean? So when people start acting up now, man, first of all, we're grown, we're children of coming from the inner city. There's people who are on this train now who are not from the inner city. Mm-hmm. And I'm taking what's going on with a lot of these white folks, man. A lot of these white folks taking mixed martial arts classes, man.
Doing something.
You know what I mean? They ain't playing around, man. They taking these mixed martial art classes, man.
This is facts. This is
Go
facts.
mess around and jump on one of them if you want to, man. They like, all right, well, I learned this in class today.
They can't wait to put a chokehold on somebody. Real live action. See if this thing work.
And then again, like they were saying that he was choking the guy. Again, I don't know what the man's intention was, but I'm just saying, say he was choking the guy. All of a sudden, I would have thought he went to sleep or something. You know what I mean?
Let me ask this, because y'all military guys, once they taught y'all these techniques, did y'all ever go and be like, hey, I gotta try these out? let me go somewhere and try these out, see if these really work.
Well, I want to make some clarity, man. I'm not a military dude.
Oh, you're not a military? My bad.
No.
I thought you was down there too.
I was in the Army, bro. A whole other issue.
That's what we was talking about before when they when they talk about military, talk about all this training that people do and all the other stuff like that, man. The military, with the Army, the Marines, the police, and all the other stuff like that. But let me tell you something. The military, Army, and training is not all what everybody thinks. It's not this psychological way of warfare and everything like that, mentally, physically, like you going through like 50, 60 hours of training or whatever like that on how to subdue somebody. It doesn't work like that, man. I'm telling you, get a little bit of training and everything else. And really, all of it is about you go for what you know. Save your own life.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. My father used to tell me the stories. When they would learn their new techniques, they would go out and go test those techniques. So I was just curious, you know what I'm saying? If that's the same way you was carrying
walking in there looking, going for a bar fight or something like that. You know what I mean? I get what you're saying. Yeah, like you just don't want to go and start picking on somebody.
Once you get in the military, you get a little hand-to-hand or whatever like that, and you realize your hands was just as nice as they was when you first joined it. You know what I mean? That was it.
Yeah.
You're going for broke. That's
so
it.
Listen to this, y'all. According to the Gotham Gazette, in 2022, police have removed over 1,300 emotionally disturbed people from the transit system. So that's like just being on the train, right? In the first 11 months of the year, the NYPD, first of this year, removed 1,300 people suffering from symptoms of mental illness from the city's transit system, often against their will. So, in other words, there's more crazy people on the train now than there probably was years ago.
But you know why? Because they're putting these bars up on the benches, so now they can't rest. They can't go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm serious. So the only thing they're gonna do is just ride the train.
Well, listen, man, you from Philadelphia, and you see, the surge in crime that's there as well. Would you say the statistics are probably about the same, if not greater at this point?
Yeah. Because now it's just saying, like I said, they took this thing where they not on places where homeless people would normally be on a vent, on a bench. They've made it to where they can't rest on those things. So now only place that they can go, especially in the wintertime or when it's cold or bad weather, is the train platforms where they can be down there and be warm, get on the train, ride the train back and forth all day. You know what I mean? You might be able to walk past somebody. I don't know, whatever homeless people do, but somebody might give you something, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever the case may be.
You know what? In contrast to that, though, Eric Adams actually had a system where he was getting them off the street and placing them in centers and things of that nature. But what happens is a lot of homeless people don't want to go to those shelters or hotels or whatever they have set up for one reason or the next. I mean, we all know the stories. Some people tell you the shelters are worse than prison and things like that. But that was the whole controversy of, well, should we force people to go places they don't want to go? But then you also have situations where, and remember, this is 2022, that over 1,300 people removed from the train with mental illness. That was at 2022.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, is it wrong to place them there? Or do we understand now why everybody else, the regular citizens, are like on hyper alert?
Yeah, I think if, and I got to be careful saying this, but if you're declared to have mental illness, the state should have to do something to protect you.
And that's what Eric Adams was talking about.
Let me tell you
hold on one second, man. But his death is something that should not have happened because the mental illness portion of it wasn't addressed. But go ahead, Jim.
Right.
Yeah, but let me tell you this stuff about Eric Adams and all of them people who got down on the train, jumped down in the train tracks for that dude's protest. Al Sharpton, all of them. About 2-3 weeks ago, man, they wouldn't shake that man's hand. You know what I mean? They wouldn't do nothing for that individual, man. Yeah. So it's a big front, and it's bull crap to walk around here and talk about, let's stop this with mental illness and all that. I mean, it sounds nice, man, but in reality, they don't give 2 cents about them people in the streets, man. So, it's just a ambulance chase. They figure they can get some money out this or whatever the case may be. I don't think none of them, definitely not Al Sharpton and them. I don't believe their heart is in the right place with that kind of garbage, man. And this is my personal opinion, man. Just
my thing is the fact that if this man was sick, you should be addressing that. The fact that people who actually do have medical conditions can't get adequate help, not running around trying to have a witch hunt because the people on the train felt like they had to protect themselves. You know what I mean? Like that. That's the ridiculous part. Because if this person, what was his name again? Neely?
Jordan Neely.
If Jordan Neely kills one of these people or maims one of these people on this train, is Al Sharpton coming out now? Is there an outcry?
Well, according to the I was watching the news when I first found about this. I was in the VA hospital. In the VA hospital, I'm watching this news with a white gentleman. And initially, I'm like on the fence. I don't know what I'm going to do, blah, 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 this and this and that. Well, I don't know what I'm thinking, right? The white guy was like, he got 40 assault charges. You know what I mean? That's according to the news, and they said this. I don't know if it's right or whatever like that, but he got 40 assault charges, man. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that's a reason to take that man's life, but you know what I mean? Listen, man.
How can you have 40 assault charges?
I don't know.
And not already be in an institution?
It's New York City, man. It's New York City. They're not keeping.
Yeah, but ain't it a 3-strike type of thing?
Not for everybody. At this point, to be honest with you, there's a lot of people out there with more charges, and I'm quite sure this kid was accused of having. That's out there right now. It's a revolving door. Like, we're not going to keep it. As bad as the prison system is now in New York City, they're not trying to hold too many people. You know what I mean? So that's just something to think about. Also, too, before we wrap this up, I just had a thought, like, with the same energy of shutting down train tracks and everything like that would be there if Daniel Penny was a black man and Jordan Neely was a black man, and they just fought it out and choked each other out. Would the protests and outcry be the same for that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things like that we have to check. But we're going to go ahead and wrap this up, fellas. But I just want to say thank you for your time, everybody. All right. And what I want you guys to do is check us out. The Only One Mic Podcast is available on all your major platforms that you stream your podcast on. Also, check out our Only One Mic Podcast YouTube channel to catch up on the past and current episodes. And please don't forget to rate the show and subscribe. Also, if you'd like to get in contact with the Only One Mic Podcast, you can reach us via email at theonlyonemic00@gmail.com. Also, Instagram and Twitter at theonlyonemic.p1. Facebook and LinkedIn at the Only One Mic Podcast. There you can leave your comments on all of those platforms there. And again, we thank you for your time, folks. And we encourage you to speak your truth quietly and clearly and listen to others, even the dull and the ignorant, because they too have this story to tell. So until next time, please keep in mind that we never had to run from the Ku Klux Klan, so we shouldn't have to run from a black man. Peace.
Peace.